Big up to the whole Universatile Music crew. Thank you both to Universatile Music and the Blunt Club for your sponsorship of On the Flip Side Radio. Lloyd, I got to tell you, man, it meant the world to me to be acknowledged the way that I was by the $1 Million Teacher Project. I mean, I was spoiled for an entire week, and radio interview, and even the school acknowledged me. I was shouted out by the principal, so I was able to take that and live off of that until the next time I saw you. I don't know if you remember it, but I was hosting at Alhambra on campus the freshman year experience, and I had a microphone and I was shouting folk out, and we had vendors there, and I looked down towards the library where the flagpole was, and I saw somebody who I thought I recognized, and I was looking hard and I was staring, I was like, that's Ed, man, that's Lloyd. To connect the dots in terms of how we got there. I think it's absolutely wonderful that you started the $1 Million Teacher Project, and that you're not only highlighting and big upping teachers, but you're also providing like laptops for students in low-income areas.
So if I can just talk about that a little bit. So we're so in the wake of the pandemic, what happened was a huge rug was pulled off of a gigantic inequity that still exists, that I think a lot of us were oblivious to, which is the digital divide. I didn't realize prior to March 2020, I didn't realize there were still kids that didn't have internet access and devices at home. Like I was oblivious to it. I thought today everybody at least had that at home. But what happened is that when the world shut down, and the Band-Aids were ripped off, because I think what happened is that a lot of Band-Aids were created. So a kid that didn't have internet at home, they were able to use it at school. If they weren't able to go to the school, they were able to use it at the library. And those were all kind of things that covered up the fact that we still had kids that don't have reasonable access at home. So once the world shut down and kids were stuck at home, and especially in my work of trying to support teachers, what is a teacher without a classroom? So if a teacher doesn't have a classroom because their kids can't get connected, that amazing teacher can't do the work that they're set out to do. So we hopped in, man, and we launched a program in partnership with Matthew Blades at Mix 96.9 called Title I Tech. And the whole point of Title I Tech is connecting kids to devices so they can access their classrooms remotely from home. And then also, even when the world goes back to normal, every kid should have reasonable access to internet at home. Because if they don't, that limits their ability to do homework. That limits their ability for a reasonable job search. All of those things are connected to be able to have access at home. So every kid that we connect is a kid that it's a family that we're empowering. Not only to keep their kid connected to their education, but also have to get the tools and resources so they can have a meaningful life, so they can get the help that they need when they need it. And so we launched on April 1st. And since April 1st, we've conducted 8 device drops at Title I schools across the Valley, and we've impacted nearly 400 kids. We've been able to connect nearly 400 kids with devices since April, man. And we have 11,000. We have a number of 11,000 kids that we're trying to help connect by the end of this year. So we're just getting started with the work. Anybody watching this, we need donations of devices. We need donations so we can get kids internet access. You can go visit our website, $1millionteacherproject.org, to get involved. But we need a lot of help. We've done some good work, but we got a long way to go.
Perfect. Good, Lloyd. You're doing excellent work. And, for all the reasons that you just mentioned, I had 16 kids on my caseload and was able to service about 4 of them for all the reasons that you just said. That was back in March when we went bottom up. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing, helping these families out and these students. And you're hitting the nail right on the head in terms of the needs.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so
And I think it's really a part of what Million Dollar Teacher Project is all about is creating community driven solutions, right? Because if we're this organization is about systems change, and you can't change a system in a vacuum. You can't change a system alone. You have to have partnership, coalition, collaboration, and
yeah,
you have to have the community involved. So every solution we create is community driven. It's all about how can the community help drive this. There are three things we look at anytime we're creating a program. Is it easy access? Is it cost effective? And is it community driven? Those are the three key elements that I believe have to exist if you're trying to change a system, no matter what it is. Like you can look at anything that's changed the world in our lifetime. We could talk Facebook, for example. If you look at Facebook, Facebook is community driven, it's cost effective, and it's easy access. You look at Uber, it's cost effective, it's community driven, easy access. These are systems, these are entities that have changed the world in our lifetime. When we were kids, Facebook didn't exist. MySpace came around a little, around our 18, 19s. Uber wasn't around. We were told not to get in cars with strangers when we were kids. These things have literally changed how we communicate, how we interact with people. And so I take that same equation and I apply it to Million Dollar Teacher Project. So Title I Tech is a community-driven solution that's easy access, cost-effective, where as a community, we can partner to eradicate the digital divide. But not only that, we can partner and collaborate on elevating our schools, on making sure that that all of our kids, not just the kids that can afford to go to private school, not just the kids that can afford their parents to drive them across town to the great school. I want every parent to have just as much confidence in their neighborhood school as they do the school across town. Because if parents can have confidence in their neighborhood school, think about what that does to families. Think of the time you get back based on a commute. I was one of those parents. My kids never went to their neighborhood school. I would drive them across town to the better school, right? And so the schools in my neighborhood lost an engaged family, a family that liked to volunteer, liked to bring resources to the campus. Our neighborhood school lost that, and a lot of that was driven by us not having the confidence in our neighborhood school that our kid would get the best education possible. So we want to change that. We want to make it where if you are driving across town, it's because that school offers a program that your specific kid would really enjoy or benefit from, but not because you don't have confidence in your neighborhood school. If you know that neighborhood school has amazing teachers in every classroom, your kid's going to get just as much of a great education. It heightens your desire to make sure your kid not only goes to that school, but to make sure that you're active on the campus and supporting the classroom. And we want to create partnership and collaboration between schools and the community. Because really what happens now is that outside of the academic hour, a lot of schools are closed off to the communities that they serve. And we want to bridge that gap and create an environment where schools are community centers, where the community is welcomed in, where they're looking to partner and collaborate and support the classroom, and there's synergy and between what's going on in the classroom and the home life, and you have a school that understands its community. There's not that disconnect. You have a school that's culturally competent because they're partnering with the community. So they understand all their challenges, all the unique nuances in the community, so they can serve them better. And we think through the $1 Million Teacher Project model, we can help facilitate some of that integration, some of that interaction, some of that collaboration, some of that partnership. And that's truly how we will, it will happen. We will innovate, reform, improve how schools look, first in Arizona, then nationally.
Beautiful, beautiful. Lloyd Hopkins, man, you're leading the way right now, especially more than ever. I find in my life, we need leadership. And, you've been doing this for a long time. You have a track record. Your kids are both going to college. Your son's going to Miami, the Hurricanes. Daughter going.
No, actually, he's at ASU. So he had about 5 schools he was accepted to.
Okay.
And so we did this whole reveal party for him and all that kind of stuff. And because I wanted to give him that same experience that a blue chip athlete gets, right? Where he got to announce where he went and all that. And so he had a few offers, but he got the best offer and the best opportunity at ASU. So he was able to follow in our footsteps as alumni, Fear the Fork. And so he's in his sophomore year at ASU right now. And my daughter is a freshman at St. Mary's High School. So Lord willing, she uses gymnastics and gets her a full ride scholarship to some great university as well in 3 more years.
Undoubtedly, she will. She definitely will.
Put that in the universe, from your mouth to God's ears.
You bet. You bet. Your wife graduated from Auburn. She's a Tiger. Is that correct?
So my wife is from Alabama.
Uh-huh.
My wife didn't go to college.
Uh-huh.
And I say that loosely because she was with me going through college, so she kind of went through college too, because she was helping me with homework and all of that. So she's from Alabama. She went to North High School. She and I went to Phoenix College together. And she's actually an entrepreneur. She runs her own medical billing company that she's been running for about 10 years now, servicing over 75 clients throughout the United States, so she's very much a self-made woman. And I say that she graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. She got it out the mud, man, and learned the hard way. And she's actually one of the best business people I know.
There's a lot of MCs, but not a lot of MDs. We know PHX, but not PhD. No, we don't have the same blood, but we still rep like family. These words, they've stuck with me ever since. Strida Hairu made an incredible beat for your track as well, for your record. Thank you so much for your impact on my life, for your leadership, for your words, for bringing me in and acknowledging me as a $1 Million Teacher recipient. That meant the world to me, man. It really did, Lloyd. And,
you deserved it, brother. You deserved it. So let's do this again, man, when I got a little bit more time. Let's for sure not let this be the last conversation that we had, man. So let's check in again soon, and when up and down going on, and we can really lock in, man, and because I think we got a lot more to still talk about.
I look forward to it, Lloyd. Best of luck to your daughter and her gymnastics career, and she's going to do great. Your family's doing wonderfully, and thank you again so much. And I look forward to talking to you soon again, just like this.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too. All right, now. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, Lloyd Hopkins, thank you so much for being today's feature on the Flip Side Radio. I'm your host, Catalyst. Listen, folks, be sure you check out $1 Million Teacher Project, doing wonderful things for both teachers and students in underserved communities. Also, if you are enjoying on the Flip Side Radio what's coming out of this feed, please feel free to support what's happening here by visiting ontheflipsideradio.com. There's a Venmo button there. Any amount is appreciated. Thank you so much. We're going to close out for now, but we'll be back again with DJ Organic next week. So for now, with Lloyd Hopkins, thank you so much for your time, and keep pushing, man. $1 Million Teacher Project. You're doing wonderful things for the community and world at large, and teachers and just people on the planet. Thank you so much. Take care now. Peace. On the flip side.